Good show. Time for Pints After Pod, the old PAP.
PAP.
Cheers.
What are you drinking?
I got, I think, a Two Hearted. One of them, what is that, Three Floyds? Two Hearted
Ale?
Mm-hmm.
Three Floyds?
It was $1 off. We're here at the beautiful Fiddler's
Hearth.
Fiddler's Hearth. I was going to say Fiddler on the Roof. I don't know why. I've never used that. I've never used that joke at all.
I don't think that's the same thing at all.
It's not even a good joke.
Yeah.
But
I
now
wish they would go to two referees.
I don't think
I just think the field is too big for one guy to accurately see what's going on. And I think it's argument about tradition and how it's
it's funny. There was actually a pod I listened to that brought up this very incident, and they had somebody broke out stats about number of square yards per ref for like each sport, and the number of square yards or square feet that they have to ref.
Yeah.
And it's like for the NFL, like per ref, it's like 20 or something. They were like low numbers, like the highest was like 100 or something, or in the 3 digits.
Yeah.
And then you got to the soccer, and it was like thousands.
Right.
It's like, but
it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, but they get it right for the most part. They for the most part, they get it right. And
but
I gotta say,
but they could get it righter with minimal effort.
I disagree.
Look at hockey. Three referees. How often do the referees get in the way? Almost never. And that's a much smaller
There's one
surface.
ref on the field in soccer, and he doesn't get in the way much, but when he does, I think it's fine the way it is. I would go
live with that.
I would go with the line. I would go with. Here's what I would do. I would say there's still, because you need to have one ref on the field, just one. He's been doing it for over a century, and he's been doing it well. There's only a handful of calls where it's like, oh fuck. I would say
I think a lot of those calls in the
linesmen need to just keep doing their job. I would have maybe another ref beside a linesman or a little bit farther away that helps the main ref.
Yeah.
Maybe he can see two more sets of eyes, because the linemen are there to do offsides, but they also interpret some. But their job is to focus on the offside thing, and then help him make calls if they see a foul. They'll radio into him.
Right.
I can see having an extra set of refs that don't call offside, that are just there to help
calls,
to help interpret the fouls.
I could live with that.
Because I think having two, because you can't, the main thing about it is when it comes to soccer, that ref has to have the power. Because they've tried the 2 refs, one for each half.
Yeah.
And once there's that division of power, like, it just fucks everything up. Because the players will take advantage of it. Then the refs are fighting each other.
Right.
Because I think another set of eyes that's not focused on the offside, that is just focused on the players, I think that would solve a lot of problems. I
think that one ref always has the. I mean, like, in the NFL, the head referee has final say over everything. In hockey, the referee controls the linesman. Like, a referee makes all the official calls, but if the linesmen see a penalty, they can call it.
They can. They don't have as much power. They don't have as much power. They don't have as much power I would like to see 2 more that actually because they'll have more power, because their focus is going to be on the players instead of
I could live with that.
Instead of the off, because that's a lot of ask from somebody. To focus on offside, but you're just focused on this line.
I think the offside guys should just do offside.
And then have another set that's
hard enough to get right.
That splits up, that they don't have to be, because those guys have to run down with that last defender and keep that line. And then also keep an eye on the fucking ball, how it's being played.
Right.
And they still get the call right more often. I'm saying in the high 90s, I would say they get the calls right more often than they don't.
The offside guys should just do offside.
And then
if they added an extra ref
on each
sideline, I could live with that.
I would almost say on the opposite. I'd say like on the opposite end. Like how the linesmen, you got linesmen here, and they're on either side, staying with the defense.
Yeah.
You just put 2 more. and they're right there.
Yes.
It gives you they need that, and that also cuts down. The linesmen would then be able to they wouldn't wear themselves out as much.
Right.
And if these guys' job is just to help the referee make those, because they'll have a different vantage of it. Because that's a lot of things the referee.
That's the thing, because a lot of the calls in the box when guys get
dives, whether is it a dive or is
penalties, the ref's behind him. He can't see that, but the linesman can see that.
And I think
they get those
having those calls, I think having a guy there would take away a lot of that bullshit. Because even the linesman can't move up that far because he's still got to stay with that defender, so he couldn't have eyes. But if you could have an extra sit on either side,
then Suarez would have to make a living not diving.
And it to me, that's the only thing that people can still talk shit about the game. But it took me a while. It took me about 6 years to really understand why. When the guys are, because a guy can be fouled, and it is a foul.
Yes.
But they will flail.
Oh yeah.
When they don't need to, and I'm like, man, that's fucking bullshit. They look like such pussies out there, and it hurts the game. But then I was like, wait a second, there's a method to this. There's one ref.
If they don't do that,
but there's one ref.
Doesn't know that they've been fouled.
Exactly. He could be 50 yards away, and he's running. Trying to see where the ball is going on to, and if you don't throw your hands up, if you don't lay out, even though you have been legally fouled, and if you were to go down naturally, he might just look like you just tripped. But when you sell it, but that has carried into the box, which
I think we could cut down on the acting, and we could cut down on the red cards, because a lot of red cards happen because it looks worse.
Yeah.
From the referee's perspective.
Because that guy he either gets his second yellow or he gets a straight red.
Exactly.
When the guy, he might not even really touch them that long. Exactly. I've seen those, and it's like having that as the linesmen are judging that defense, that back line. You have a guy on the opposite side judging the offense.
Right.
And I think that's solved. I
like that idea actually. We should pitch that.
That's actually. And I haven't heard this idea pitched yet.
I haven't either.
And it seems to make total sense. It almost makes too much sense.
When this stuff happens, because I'm like, I can't be the first person to think of this.
Just having another that's on the opposite end. It doesn't make. It had to have already been done.
Somebody had to have thought of this.
Because on the podcast I was listening to, they actually had another referee out there. I know in the Champions League they put two refs behind the goal, one on each post, to judge if a goal has gone in instead of using the goal line technology.
Right. But it seems pretty simple.
It seems too simple.